How's everyone doing, man? Happy I was gonna say Friday, but it's Thursday because tomorrow's a holiday, so it's the weekend. Happy New Year. I just watched over Christmas break. For those who don't know, my favorite movie of all time is Home Alone 2. Every Christmas I watch Home Alone 1 and Home Alone 2, and there's a line in it that says Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, you filthy animal. So Happy New Year to everybody. Cheers. I hope everyone's being safe, having fun. Um, it's you know, I was telling a young lady that I've been dating, that this year started rough, um, but it has ended well thus far. I have I've been lucky enough to have my career go very well and landed at Amazon. Very happy about that. Very proud of that. To be honest, big life goal of mine, career goal, and very excited about the potentials with this young lady. It's funny. I talked to my dad and mom, and they're when I was like 16 and I was dating my my dad would be calling my girlfriend dad. Super important. Dad. It's not my girlfriend. He's like, "Are you dating?" And I was like, "Yeah." So are you seeing anybody else? No, it's not my girlfriend though, Dad. He's like, "Well, lady friend." So I don't know. I don't know if this is a term. Um, and I like on the inverse, like I always wonder, like women that I'm starting to date, your male friend, but it cracks me up because I mentioned her yesterday to my dad, and he's like, "Oh, I see. I'm glad to hear that you have a lady friend." Made me chuckle a little bit. How old is the puppy? So Gator's about 2.5, and Boise's about 2. Um, so they're yeah, he's a little. Here, let me see if I can see this panic look. So people are like doing like little fireworks. He's scared to death of these things. So he's under the desk here. Oh, baby boy, you just scared puppy. And she's just like picks up. She's not smart enough to be scared. So like she just picks up. By the way, my mom bought this. Do you see this foot massager thing? That thing's fire, man. My mom got that for me for Christmas, which was an unexpected nice gift, and I've been using it every day. I love it, man. But anyhow, but I was telling her that I'm glad this end started rough, but I'm excited not only about the career stuff and excited to have been able to spend Christmas with her and stuff like that. So that was cool. Um, let's see. Have you always been a working person? Do you develop your work ethic? I think if you were to ask my father, that he realized at a very early age, I appreciated the value of money and I was willing to work for it. So that between going to lemonade stands to, I used to go to thrift stores with my mom, and we would find books and sell them on half.com and eBay and stuff like that. Do yard sales, all that sort of hustling. So that was cool, man. That was way back in the day. And then I worked at my aunt's restaurant on the weekends from like age 12 on, and I'd save up to get video games. And so I've always been very money motivated. I just think I realized the value of it. Um, and that helped develop my work ethic. Now, the work ethic I have now is about half of what it was a couple of years ago, but it's still pretty good. Um, maybe, maybe 2/3. But like anything else, it's habits. If you form habits and you understand goals and you go on this sort of crusade of your life of, am I happy? No. What am I going to do about it? Am I just going to stay unhappy? And that's sort of where I ended up mentally. And that's a dark place to get to. I don't recommend people get to that place where you go and say, you get to a point where you're unhappy, and it's either maintain being unhappy or do something about it. And hopefully you don't get to that place. But that's sort of what happened. What I like about her, she's just she is there's certain people that are easy to talk to, and that you can sort of, not to be very dramatic, but yourself with and like vulnerable with. And so there's been just that. I mean, really just sort of connecting on that level. She's nice. It's I've gone on enough dates in this last year to realize not everybody's nice. Actually, most people aren't very nice. Usually we don't talk about my dating life till the end of the live stream, but we're diving right in. Oh man, dude, I've been studying GraphQL and React nonstop, and I'll be honest, man. I always like the idea of GraphQL, but I haven't had a chance to really implement it in a project yet. But after watching a 4-hour tutorial, I'm on the GraphQL hype train. I'll be honest with you, man. Like, that looks dope. I'm about it. They got me. They got me hook, line, and sinker. I have some thoughts on how I can improve some patterns and things like that, but those might already be defined as I'm just sort of diving into it. But I like what I'm seeing. So what is it exactly, GraphQL? GraphQL is a standard similar to what REST is. And there's a whole bunch of like packages that help with making that, fulfilling that standard. But the general idea is that you're simply submitting a query to a database to get your data and mutate your data. That's the general idea. So it's he's way back on the desk. So if this live stream ends abruptly, it's because Gator hit the power switch on the power strip. So just heads up, I may not be reconnecting. But yeah, man. I've tried to stop him and he gets all caught up in it. He's ripped out some of my power cords and my my monitors a couple times. I don't know what ES Next is, unless you mean like the new JavaScript stuff, REST and Graph. I mean, REST standards, GraphQL, those are things that you can learn the fundamentals of together in a day. Maybe that's a little harsh. You know, I often wonder if I'm becoming one of those senior software engineers that trivialize someone picking something up. Like so for me, right? I watched a 4-hour tutorial on GraphQL and I could pretty much, I mean, I'm not gonna do it perfectly, but I could pretty much implement it off memory now, and I understand the fundamentals of it. So diving into it, am I gonna be slower than someone who's worked in it? Of course. Am I gonna make mistakes? Of course. But like, I can look at it, I understand the high level aspects of it, and now I can, go and do something with it, right? But I wonder, my question to myself is that when I think about, hey, can you learn these fundamentals in a day of said technology? Have I lost touch? Does that make sense? Because it's a real thing with developers where like you just, as you spend so much time progressing, I don't know. Okay, Google, stop the music. I wonder that though, because like I really do mean like I wouldn't expect you to memorize the REST standard or GraphQL, but you should understand the fundamental aspects of both in a 1-hour video of it, right? I watched a 4-hour one to get more in depth, but like truly, there's no reason why that video I watched couldn't have been an hour. I don't know, man. I wonder these things, and like it's good. Like listen, if I can do something in an hour versus 4 and it has the same benefit, fantastic, right? It's just you have years of experience, right? Hours of experience and grinding and learning similar concepts. But at the same time, like am I being unrealistic? Does someone who's still learning JavaScript is it unrealistic for them to be able to understand rest in a day? It might be. I don't think it is. I think a lot of times when you start dealing with these higher level things from a I think part of the issue you have like with a lot of entry level engineers, aspiring engineers, is they're doing what they learned in school, which is memorization. Uh, most people who succeed in college that I've known, a lot of it is memorization. A lot of it is just being good test takers. That's not going to help you become a good developer. Like you're gonna have to memorize things. You're gonna have to, but like really, really, what is happening to you is you're reprogramming your brain. You're understanding how to break problems down and solve things and learn. You know, I can learn anything. I've realized this. I'm gonna be good at everything, but I can learn anything. And that's really where I think the strength of comes in, and just my strength comes in. And I think any good developer can learn anything because, like, if you can learn this, you can probably go learn something else. It's going to take time and energy, but I think that's what makes you a good developer. You've learned how to learn, and the way I learn may be different than the way you learn, but you've learned what works for you. I don't know. So when is a common point for people to give up? I think people give up very early, man. I think like in the first 2 weeks. First time they hit something and someone doesn't tell them the answer is really, that's why it's so important to problem solve. That's why it's so important to sit there and have to be forced through and learn. And I talk about how you have to reprogram your brain for some of this stuff, man. And you really do. You have to start figuring out, Gator, it's okay, baby boy. It's okay. The firework went off. Baby boy. Gator, it's okay. It's just a little. It's like, God, we're in this big house, and it's like there's nothing coming in the house. Come here, baby boy. Come here. Oh, I know you're scared. Oh my God, you're heavy. Do I still work out? Yeah. I've been taking a little bit of a break with the holidays, so it's okay, baby boy. You're a big old coward right here. It's okay. It's Gator. It's okay. He's shaking. I was working out about 4 or 5 days a week. Now it's sort of down to two to three. Happy New Year, Michael. Part of that is starting a new job and all that sort of stuff, holidays, and it's priorities, right? So what happened to no live stream until next year? My plans got canceled. So here we are. I might hang out with Homegirl if she's available. She's working tonight. So we'll see. Still working on the Wii, on the Nintendo Switch. So what will I do when I have all the money you'll ever need? Well, this is kind of a personal thing, and this may surprise you. I don't know that this will ever actually happen, but I would like to be a stay-at-home father. So that may be something that really surprises you. And it sounds good on paper. I don't know that, but it's just been something that like I would like to do that for at least a couple of years. So if it gets to a point where financially I'm happy, house is paid off, and future is set up, and I have some passive income coming in, and I have a significant other who doesn't want to be a stay-at-home mother, and is okay with that. That's something that would definitely be in the cards for me. Yeah, connect with me on Slack, man. That's fine. Thanks. Happy New Year to you too. Daria Nishar, if I'm saying that correctly. Am I in Seattle? No. I'm in the Tampa area. I'm working remotely lately, for the time being, anyhow. But I mean, that plan is probably 10 years off, if that even happens. The idea of being able to work remotely on my own stuff, be a stay-at-home dad, that's something that's definitely like in the works, as well as do the Peace Corps at some point in time. I'd like to do a year or two in the Peace Corps. When when I'm like 60 and retired, I'll go do the Peace Corps for a bit, give back. That'd be something that could do it. But we're no, yeah, it's front end, not fundamentals of engineering. Yeah, not quite at a principal, senior principal engineer yet. But the goal though is to really have an idea of where it is that you want to end up financially. So, and not move the goalpost. That's where things get scary. So and that's where you get into burnout also. Like you can go accomplish your milestones. This is where I got in trouble. And then I didn't successfully navigate to appreciating what I accomplished and kept pushing things out. So, for me, I probably want to have about 5 paid off rental properties. And that in a fully funded 401k, that to me is like a solid, like no money problems, right? So with a partner with a good head on their shoulders and like with the same goals, it's definitely accomplishable by probably 45 if everything continues to do well like it is. How's it been owning a house? Lots of maintenance work, worth it? So I bought a brand new home. My home was 260, brand new in Florida, and beautiful house, everything, way more room than I need. But it's everything's been under warranty. The only issues I've had is that some of the grout needs to be redone, and like the tile, because it's white tile, it's been stained. That's about it. No major maintenance. I haven't even really done it. If I sell a house, I'll probably have to clean it up, and if I go and rent the house, I'll probably have to go and clean it up. Is having kids definitely in your future? I'd like it to be in my future. It's kind of it takes two to tango, as they say. At least for me. I have a buddy who's pushing 40, and he's thinking about solo adopting. I don't think that's what I want to do in my life, though. So we're definitely two different people. Not that I think there's anything wrong with that. It's just I get a lot of pleasure out of living life with a partner. I realized that a long time ago about myself. Sometimes people make you feel weird about that too, like oh, you can't be alone, you can't do this, you can't do that. Like I live alone. So I'm alone plenty. But I do like when I travel, I like going with someone. When I go to dinner, I like having the company. I like sharing my innermost thoughts. I like talking about software. I like talking about finances, all the stuff that I like talking about, having someone that I talk to about that stuff. When was the last time I was on a date? Like yesterday, today. I guess today. Trying to think. Not yesterday. Is today. That's what I meant to say. Trying to think. We went. She came over while I was working, and on my lunch break, we went out to get some Italian. I love this Italian place. Kids are for life. If if everything goes right. Uh, but yeah, so final boss. When it comes to a house, my experience is really different than most people's. Who, I have a friend who bought a house and she has to put $10,000 new roof on it. Yeah, yeah, mainly dating apps. I had one buddy introduce me to like his friend's ex-wife. We hung out a couple times. That was fine, but that's probably the one of the few like normal, quote unquote, normal ways of meeting people. I'm not like the guy that goes to bars and picks people up or like it's that's not me, man. I'm just not super. I wouldn't say I'm super introverted. I'm just not the guy that's going to like. I don't know. It always feels disrespectful. I don't know. I did. Um, but how did I know that's kids what they wanted? Um, it's something I found out when I got dogs. As crazy as that sound, um, there's just a couple things that it's gonna sound really like sort of. It was like multiple steps finding out that I want to have children. I got my dog Gator, and nothing really made me happier. And it was just like having a little person around doing these things and sort of there's a part of my soul that wasn't like activated and then got activated and I started thinking about children. And then I've been surrounded a bit by my buddy and their kids and I like being around kids and I want to I think it's part of living life to its fullest and growing together and I have a book that I'm going to start reading after I finish reading the pragmatic programmer. And one thing that it's about is intimacy. And it's not that it's about basically it's about that a lot of people are failing at monogamy. And it's not that there's anything wrong with monogamy. It's that there's an issue with people and their intimacy. And if you fix the intimacy, the monogamous aspects will work much better. But a lot of people cheat. A lot of people have poly relationships. Not that that second part's anything wrong, but it's because they're not getting what they need in their intimacy in a single person. So they think increase the numbers. And to me, that level of intimacy also goes along with developing a life together with someone else, a partnership. And so that's part of it. Yeah. This is getting deep. This is a New Year's Eve live stream. We're talking about intimacy, monogamy, love, babies, marriage, commitments. We're definitely not talking about software, I guess, on New Year's Eve. Kids to take care of me? No, I plan on taking care of myself. I'm pretty financially secure in the sense of like I don't have any debt minus this home. I pay this off aggressively. I was saving about 40% of my income. Now it's going to be closer to 70. At least while I'm still in Florida, and I try to. I mean, if there's one thing that you guys can learn is that like if you truly do want to be wealthy, or you want to not worry about working, then you have to live below your means and invest. What you invest in, all that sort of stuff. I remember watching your videos while doing Uber Eats and delivering to you in the Tampa Bay area. Still here? Yeah, man. Uh, you delivered me Uber Eats? Are you sure? I've only ordered Uber Eats like once or twice. I do front end. But yeah, so Gator. It's okay, baby boy. 2 years ago. RP's got the location. Keep it to yourself, RP. Memorized it in the back of his head. Yeah, man. I can't really talk about the interview process, guys. I'm sorry. You know, that's obviously something organizations want to keep because they want to test you. They want to see if you memorize the questions and study just the questions, right? What I can say is it was I think I can say this is it was the best interview I had in a long time. So I'm not just saying that, by the way, because I got the job. So yeah, I truly do mean that. There are certain things that were done that I was very happy about while interviewing. I thought there were some good changes. Yeah. So yeah, I'd say everyone I've interacted with so far has been brilliant, and I think it's probably going to stay that way. So but you know, I always have to be careful about like what I say, but you know, so far I can tell you that I've been very happy. So it's and I say this as somebody who's quit a job after 3.5 days. So don't think that I'm gun shy and pulling the trigger and backing out of a decision. I'm very happy, and everyone's been super great. Can working for a fan company get you more dates? Eric, you're married, man. You don't need no more dates. Yeah, man. Happy New Year, man. If you're interested in any of the FANG companies' pay structures, if you go to levels.fyi, there are publicly submitted surveys to answer that sort of stuff. Yeah, Happy New Year, man. Eric and I have been starting filming the podcast again recently. So we got a couple in the backlog. Well, for some reason, it won't let me show that link, Brock. Sorry, man. Yeah, man, we made it, man. Yeah, I don't know if you guys remember Stephen Mayu though. He went to Dropbox, and my buddy Patrick's going to Coinbase. Is like, 'tis the year of come ups. So it's been yeah, I know what it is, but it wouldn't let me show it. I don't know, maybe. This has been the first job I've had where I've gone in LinkedIn and I've turned off the open to work thing. So literally the first job since like maybe 3 months into my very first job. My bold prediction of 2021. Well, my bold prediction is that the major, and I say this with no insight from Amazon at all or anything like that, simply based off an article on LinkedIn from Google. I saw, or not from Google, but Google extended their remote to September. My bold prediction is that a lot of major corporations like Google will have their dev staff force remote for all of 2021, because I don't think the vaccine rollout is going to go as fast as crazy as you think. Like, I saw something earlier that said 60% of nursing home staff in Ohio declined taking the vaccine. 60% of the nursing home staff declined taking it. So I think this is going to be a little bit more of, it's not, even if there are vaccines enough and they're able to roll it out, that there's going to be some legal stuff that could happen. That's my bold prediction. So it's again, I say that my own opinion. I have to make that very clear. My own opinion, not as a employee at Amazon with any inside knowledge or anything like that. I do not speak for them. But that's my bold opinion. Bold prediction, rather. Yeah, I think even if I was able to stay remote, like, financially makes a lot of sense to stay remote. So financially it makes sense to stay remote in Florida, but I think even if I was remote, I'd probably still move to Washington sometime next year or the year after. Like, I need to get closer to home. I don't know when, but like, my parents are getting old, man. I know they're getting old because I feel old. So it's like ugh. Like, if I don't work out and stay in shape, I feel achy. I feel bad. What is your secret for getting traffic? Me? Dude, I got no secret. I'm just do me, man. I mean, I just do me. And that's like, even in like cultural interviews and things like that, I don't really study. I just, because it's like, hey, am I a good culture fit? I don't want to pretend to be a good culture fit, so I just do me. I just try to be honest, man. So I don't know what to tell you. I don't have anything in Federal Reserve notes. No. There's no reason to put anything into notes unless you are truly worried that you're going to be retiring in the near future and you can't take the risk. That's my opinion. Not a financial advisor. I was actually looking at houses while I was in the jacuzzi for fun, and about an hour and change, there's some houses that I would like, 2,000 plus square feet on 1+ acres and all that sort of stuff. So how many hours until New Year? About 5. 7:15 over here. So for someone so money motivated, did you ever try sales? No. I'd probably be good at it. I've had people tell me I should go into sales. I don't know. How long are you willing to commute to Seattle? Who knows? It all depends. So the commute time is variable based on a couple of things. One, am I going alone? So my commute time is different than maybe someone that I'd be dating commute time. Two, am I buying or renting? If I'm buying, I'm okay having a longer commute time. If I'm renting, I'm paying to be closer. 3, am I required to go in the office 5 days a week, 4 days a week, 3 days a week, 2 days a week? So like, I don't know the answers to any of those questions. So like, if I'm going to the office 5 days a week, I probably don't want a commute time longer than 30 minutes. If If it's 3 days a week, I can go up to an hour. Huh. That's sort of what my mentality is. Yeah, eventually I'll probably be working at the Seattle location when the time comes. I'm a pickle Rick. There's some real dramatic moves going on. Oh my god, it's the View guy? Who's the View guy? Talking about Eric? Eric, how come you're not a mod on my channel, by the way, man? There, Eric, you have been knighted. One shoulder over the other shoulder. No, I can't really talk about that stuff, man. Eric, you know you made it when you've been the View guy, man. The View guy from Scrimba. Eric, you didn't do the View stuff at Scrimba. Who did View at Scrimba? I thought Purr did View, or Pure. I always say Purr, man. I thought Pure did it. View Scrimba. Just tutorial. Zadek Gualtieri. I don't see no Zadek here, my dude. Victor Gonzalez. I think you got the wrong dude, my dude. Eric, the View guy. I think Eric has left the chat. How old will you be in 2021? Eric's here. Look at that. The brand new mod over there ready to drop the ban wrench. 2021. By the end of it, I'll be 34. Dear God. Dear God. All my courses are in the description below if you're interested. 34. You know, I'll be honest, man. I didn't think I was going to be single without kids at 33. I mean, I'm making the most of it, but who knows where I'll be at 34, man. I'm hopeful. Life is good. I got no complaints, but my goodness. Oh, hey, Gator. Careful, baby boy. How do I like my 30s versus my 20s? My early 20s is just spent messing around in college and partying a little bit, and my later 20s and 30s, early 30s now, I've been pretty similar, working a lot. I'm sort of transitioning. This whole year has been about transitioning. So like, is about, this whole year has been about moving from the nonstop work to actually enjoying what some of the work paid off. So at what age did I get my first developer job? About 28. My first internship was 27. First piece of HTML, huh? Let's just say when my internship started would probably be pretty accurate. And that was, it's okay, baby boy. Well, It's so calm down. He's all heavy breathing over here. It's okay, baby girl. That was about 6 years ago. Time flies, bro. Tell me about it. Tell me about it, man. Huh? Does Scrimba do backend? I'm sure they talk about backend. They're more of a front end focused site. I couldn't tell you if they've done any backend. I honestly, I make Scrimba tutorials. I don't take too many of them, but I don't really take too many tutorials. Period nowadays. So, congratulations, Jose. Did you have a good come up, man, financially? Were you able to make any big changes in your personal financial life? I was thinking it's worth mentioning because, like, I think early on it's a big motivator. It's hard to keep that motivation, but early on, there's something wrong with that. There's probably an extension you can install that will auto trigger dark mode. Yeah, good starting salary. Good, man. I'm happy for you, man. Yeah, it's You guys, anyone been catching the new Attack on Titan final season? I don't know if it did. The first episode, like the following three have been kind of been more story based, which is fine, but it hasn't been progressing the story too much. But that first episode, oh my goodness, that first episode got me hyped for the rest of the season. Oh my, yeah, they're in the final season. The first episode, they're dropping the dudes out of the plane. I was like, no, they're not. No, I loved every minute of that first episode. It was one of those episodes where, like, sometimes if there's an anime that's like I'm not super stoked about, I won't watch it right when it comes out. I'll just wait for a couple episodes to come out. I'll binge them. Not this one, no sir. I'm waiting every Sunday night. Yo. Yeah. I loved it, dude. Is there a strategy when you get bored for 1 or 2 weeks? Yeah, change it up, man. If you're doing algorithms, read blogs. If you're reading blogs, build projects. Or building projects, go to meetups. Just change it up, man. You need more female titans. Come on, man. You know what I hope doesn't happen with it? I'd be really bummed out. Like, I really want to know the origin story of the Titans. That's what I want to know. And if they just leave it up as something that happens and we don't know, I'll be kind of bummed. So, yeah. So I'm hoping they talk about no, not that. I'm talking about like where they've sort of given hints about like where Titans get their powers and how they exist, but they never really done it. What I plan to learn in, I think you mean 2021. We done learning in 2020, y'all. There's no studying before the final exam. Remember that. You got what you got. I plan to learn from my colleagues in 2021. There are people who are definitely ranked higher than I am and have higher skill levels than I do that I am. I mean, you know how I got to fast track my career? I took a smaller pay raise, 1/3 the pay raise, to go work with the tech lead, Clayton, who's on the Six Figure Dev podcast, and learn from him so I could fast track my career. I took less money, significantly less money, to go work with him because I had a good feeling and I liked what I saw. And I want to try and do something similar here, surrounded by a bunch of brilliant developers and tech leads and managers, and see what I can do. So that's been very successful for me. Don't reinvent the wheel sometimes. Look at the wheel that's there and see who invented it. See how they did it. I mean, it's kind of why you guys ask me questions, right? So you guys show up and we chat, we have fun, whatnot, but a lot of you are picking my brain to see what nuggets of knowledge that I can give you so that you can go and implement it. Why aren't you just figuring that shit out on your own? Right? Because someone has already done it and they've done it successfully. So you go with someone who you think you can trust and you value their opinion and you say, listen, I have the energy to run. Point me in the direction. And they point you and then you do it. So that's it. Same reason people watch Diversity Media's 2021 video, right? When I get stuck at a certain program, do you toss it aside or do you tackle it? I mean, professionally, you have no choice but to tackle it. You said that a lot of developers struggle with CSS. What about CSS is specifically tricky for them? So many developers are like back-end centric that it's just not something they're familiar with, and they've relied heavily on UI libraries. Also, we're not very artistic beings. We're logical beings in the software engineering world. Not to like generalize, but generally speaking, I think most of us are logical in nature. And there's a bit of artisticness that go along with it. And I don't think a lot of us have. I don't think there's as many resources on being good at CSS and practicing things because it's very. Sometimes you do one thing, you have to do 50 things in CSS. I have somewhat of imposter syndrome because I entered the industry at a relatively late age, 28. Any advice? Well, Raiko, as we discussed, I entered the industry at 28 as well. So I had imposter syndrome as well, though. Just work hard, man. I can tell you that I probably lost the majority of my imposter syndrome at like 2 years in when I had multiple six-figure offers. It's just something like I can't be fooling all these guys. Also, imposter syndrome is a very broad term. You might just be nervous about your job, and that's okay. There's a difference. There really is. I recently started junior front-end engineering position. Any tips or suggestions? Yes. Every day for the first 3 months at your first dev job, go home and study. Ask what to study. Study what they're learning. Your main goal is to keep your job. That's my advice. Yeah. So it's my Scrimba course is good, man. Scrimba courses helped you get your first. I'll take that. That's a good compliment. Helped you get your first junior front end engineer position. Do you know what your typing speed is? Off the charts, dog. No, but my least favorite game genre is probably racing. I don't like racing games. Let's see here. Type speed. I've had half a beer, so. What am I? All right, here we go. I got 60 seconds. All right. Oh my God, I already messed it up. All right, let's try this again. Keyboard am I using? Ergonomic one from. All right, so livechat.com/typing speed. All right. Oh my God, I messed up. All right. So my first attempt here, I was 56 words per minute. I don't think that's very high. And it was like, that doesn't feel very high. Let's see. What's the average? There's gotta be stats on here. QA automation. God, I couldn't tell you. Average typing speed. Average type words per minute. Average professional typist. I'm not a typist. Average typing speed infographic. The fastest typing language typist in the world has a peak of 216 words per minute. That's a lot. The average typing speed, girls practice typing more than boys statistically. Men on average type 44 words per minute and women 37 per minute. So the average computer typist is 41 words per minute. So I'm above average. Above average typing over here, guys. And it looks like who on earth studied that? Ratatype. There's this whole. I'll share it in here. There's this whole study on it. $216 words per minute, man. That's 4x what I just did. So the average adult reading speed is 270 words per minute. The world's fastest speaker, 637 words per minute. And the average typist makes 8 typos for every 100 words typed. Yeah, there you go. Now you know, man. 56 words per minute. I have about 2 cups of coffee a day. What would you use as your name if your name wasn't available as a dev? Just put code or dev at the end as a domain, rather. It's a nice site, man. Just admired the other site. Would I ever switch 100% backend? Yeah, sure. It's hard to get people to pay you well when you make a switch, but like, I definitely would do it. I like front end though, and a lot of people don't like front end. Do I have dreams when I sleep? Yeah. What's that ding? Oh. I'm a pretty vivid dreamer. Especially if I stay up late. I don't stay up late too often, but like if I stay up late and I have to get up, I definitely wake up a little like, oh. But anyhow, guys, pineapple on pizza if there's ham. Canadian bacon rather. We're getting into about an hour. I gotta have some dinner, do all that jazz. I wanted to wish all of you a happy new year. And I hope that you're safe. I hope you have fun. I hope that you are planning your goals and dreams for what 2021 is going to look like. That's what I'll be doing this weekend. And how I'll hopefully be sharing them with you in the near future and what goals I have and whatnot. So that's all I'll be doing. I'm still figuring that out, to be honest. This year's been one of those years where I haven't looked too much. I haven't been able to focus too much on the future in certain areas because I just am trying to take care of myself in the present. And I think I can say that in the present I'm doing very well. And now it's mentally I need to start planning for the future, different things. And I can start thinking about that because I have the mental fortitude and the energy to do so. So I'm excited about that. And I hope that everyone has a wonderful, safe New Year's. I'll see you guys next time.